Hello and welcome to the second episode of It's GIF Not GIF podcast from us here at TechRadar. We're here with Gareth Beavis.
Hey.
Mr. Hugh Langley.
Hello.
And Mark Chatsfield.
Hello.
I'm James Peckham, and today we're going to talk a lot about movies, actually. So the Star Wars trailer came out earlier this week.
It did.
So what do we think?
Gareth doesn't like it already.
No. Let's leave Gareth for a moment.
He doesn't like Star Wars.
Let's not talk about Gareth and his hatred for Star Wars just yet. I thought it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I know that some people thought it was slightly subdued, but I thought it was a perfect trailer, really. Showed you
subdued?
lots of things. Yeah, some people were saying it's a little bit subdued.
It's pretty out there.
A lot going on.
They went for enough kind of nods to the old series.
They
and
did.
enough
Well, that's
kind of
it.
new
But
stuff.
they didn't give anything away. But they showed a lot of stuff, and that's a perfect sort of trailer, I think, for Star Wars anyway.
Yeah, definitely. And there was a lot of new stuff. I was expecting a lot more extended scenes from the trailers we've seen before. I thought it was quite a new variety. Like the shot of the red robot and everything, and that kind of thing. You got Carrie Fisher in there. You got a more of Harrison Ford.
It was great to see Carrie Fisher actually.
We haven't
I
seen
don't think they needed to show her yet, though. I think they could have got away with just keeping her. We haven't seen Luke yet either.
I think they need
to
see
his face. I think that was the thinking behind it, though, because they were like, we're not going to put Luke in this trailer, so we need to put Leia in to make people actually realize. Because if you haven't been reading up around it, you're not going to know that. Was he?
Yeah, actually was. Robot hand.
Actually, that's true. He was waiting.
Is it him? We don't know if
He might be there.
I thought you were on about it was BB-8 or something.
Yeah.
Rolling around and the big ball.
What?
Luke
Yeah.
was in BB-8.
Oh, he's in that.
Don't spoil it for everyone.
Maybe if that is the spoiler, that's a terrible spoiler.
Would he just be rolling around like a washing machine?
Yeah, he'd be a bit dizzy.
What would you do? No.
So,
I don't know
what do
if
you think, Gareth?
I think Star Wars is nonsense.
You know, it's not a documentary, right?
It's not a reality TV
It's
show.
not grounded in, real
I
science.
genuinely think it will be as good as Star Trek 2 Into Darkness.
That's
Okay.
Ooh.
So you're not a
Which
fan
is-
of J.J. Abrams then?
I love
Or-
J.J. Abrams and I
Okay.
enjoyed the Star Trek films. I think everyone who likes Star Trek doesn't think that the new Star Trek Abrams films are
Gareth actually makes a good
are
point
that
there.
good as like the original stuff that you really fell in love with and everything like that. It's big, it's brash, it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
They'll be better than the first three, but everyone that's excited about this mostly seems to remember the first three, especially Patrick, who's watched it thousands and thousands of times.
editor-in-chief of TechRadar, decided to watch it about 15 to 20 times.
He was actually watching it now before he came down. Again, he hasn't stopped watching
He
it.
And
just
this is
keeps
2 days
coming.
later.
He just, it's ridiculous.
It's amazing there's anything on TechRadar, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another story.
Gareth makes a good point that this is my problem with it as well. Like, having seen Star Trek 1 and not actually being a Star Trek fan at all, really like Star Trek 1, seeing the potential what J.J. Abrams could do there, but then seeing the second one, it's like, ugh. Okay, so it's...
I think he's a perfect director for it, though, because he's crowd
definitely a good
pleaser.
choice.
Yeah, the point I'm trying to make is not that it's going to be a fine film. It's just that everyone who loved the first films and is in love with Star Wars is going to be horrendously disappointed. Patrick is going to be inconsolable.
No, they're not.
I think
Absolutely
that's the thing.
not.
Yeah.
I don't think
He'll
they
be
are.
like, it was okay.
No, he won't be.
It will. It won't be Simon Pegg in space
speak
kind of
to
level of
somebody-
anger.
But maybe that's another good point, that maybe we don't want a film that's just a tribute to the old films. Maybe we want something that's different.
It's gonna be a
And that
tribute.
could be where it falls down.
It needs to be a tribute, it needs to be a remix, and then the next couple.
But
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's
I think
remixing
Jurassic
the old
World
film.
struggled a little bit with that,
But
didn't
what's
it?
the
Where it was
point?
so many nods to the old film that you kind of got a bit...
what's the
and it
point at that stage?
followed the same
Like-
kind of formula. What is the... You're
We're
right.
not
what is the
creating
point of
new
that?
characters, we're not creating new stories, we're just going back to old ground.
You need enough nods to actually excite the fans and get people whooping in the cinema kind of thing. But
Jurassic World should have had dinosaurs in. That was its main fault. Should have been something else. Birds. There you are. Solved it.
Let's get... Alfred Hitchcock covered those. And
Yeah.
You did
They
that a
were
couple
probably
of
scary.
times.
pterodactyls. Sorry, pterodactyls.
Dial D for dinosaur.
Good.
Yeah.
Deeper down.
Brilliant.
Strangers on a dinosaur.
Sounds like a Pixar film.
Yeah.
And we're all frantically trying to think of other Hitchcock films, aren't we?
Yeah, I could just think of Dino instead of Psycho, but that was rubbish.
Yeah.
D is for murder.
That was gold.
Just coming out of a shower. wearing a wig.
What? He didn't come out of the shower.
He went into the shower. No, he didn't. He stabbed someone within the shower. I'm not going to give a spoiler away for Psycho.
Look, just,
Some people haven't seen that film.
Wasn't that the 50s? I think time's passed.
Yeah, still don't want to give it away.
What? Bruce Willis was dead. What?
Yeah.
What, in Psycho?
We've just lost our entire listenership because of that. Thanks for that. Okay, cool. So, that's Star Wars covered, I think.
Yeah, done that. Yeah, brilliant.
Wasn't the only film though, was it?
It wasn't the only film. So this week was... was the anniversary of Back to the Future. Well, not the anniversary, but the dates that Marty McFly came to the future. And it wasn't the same.
Are you sure? Because I haven't heard any about this.
The internet
on the
did
internet
nothing
at all.
about it at all.
No.
No, Hugh, there was a lot of content. How did you miss all of that?
Man.
there was
probably log on to
we
the
did like
internet
5
once in a
articles
while.
ourselves.
Wow, really? Did I write any of them?
Your name's on them all.
Gosh.
So the scary thing is, well, it's not that scary because it's not a real thing.
I'm so scared.
Is that all Back to the Future's in the past now?
Yeah.
That's it.
It's horrendous.
That's a good point.
Past. Surely you have to
horrendous.
rename it.
Back to the past,
Yeah.
not the future.
Happened.
Yeah.
Done that.
Stay where you are.
What really annoyed me is that everyone got really annoyed that hoverboards aren't here now. Why didn't everyone in 1985 get annoyed that there wasn't a time travelling machine?
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's a big thing to have in 1985.
But
Stupid hoverboard. Who
we
cares?
do kind of have hoverboards now, don't we?
We have
Kind
hoverboards.
of.
We have hoverboards that work on water, and in the film they don't work on water, so it's completely mixed. It
So
doesn't
we've
make
kind
any
of
sense.
surpassed it in that way.
Well, they don't work anywhere else, though, do they?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
So Lexus have their own hoverboard, don't they?
Yeah, but it needs a special surface to work on. You
Yes.
can't just bring it in this room and use it. It has
As
to
we all
be.
know, semiconductors cool to the point of being able to be magnetically unattractive.
Yeah.
And you also need to be very skilled to be able to ride it, like professional skaters.
Oh,
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Play Tony Hawk.
We've got a
I was gonna
feature
say
right there.
Tony Hawk over there.
Yeah. Played a lot. Ollies.
Well, yeah, professional. Like when they were doing the video and everything for the for the Lexus hoverboard,
Melons.
they got a professional skater in, and he trained for like 2 months on it, and he still was like falling off it quite often. So it's not like something you can pick up when you're 12 and just be like, I'm going. Other skateboarding.
Yeah, I don't think you can do many tricks on
Alley-oop.
a hoverboard. Half pipe.
Horse.
But we don't have hoverboards, but next year we're going to have Nike trainers.
Yes.
Self-lacing Nike trainers.
Yeah,
I thought-
that's really cool. I'm generally more excited about that than hoverboards.
Yeah, but
And
think
I
about
quite
that.
like that. I know a multi-billion-pound conglomerate doing something for charity, but it's quite nice that it's going Parkinson's.
But
Yeah,
if you look at that, and you think, what took you so long? It's a
Well,
sensor.
It's a pretty elaborate idea.
Is it? Think about it though. It's just a sensor.
Yeah, but
But they've had a long time to think about it.
30.
Why is it 2016
Also, it
that's
has to
coming
be-
out?
but
Not
it has to be
yesterday?
lightweight.
Makes no sense.
You can't just like. I imagine they had the idea a while ago and they could have probably done it, but it'd be like massive shoes.
No, it's
But
a
they didn't-
motor.
Would you care about this if it wasn't for Back to the Future 2? Would you ever think
Yes.
I need self-lacing
Yes,
shoes?
definitely.
You're only thinking about it.
I care about
because
it
of
more,
the
if
film.
anything.
There would be a Kickstarter project that everyone would get back on, but it wouldn't be like everyone needs those.
No, but only
Yeah.
because of Back to the Future 2.
Yes.
It's not an
That's
idea
how
that we
movie
don't.
stuff works.
But no, it's only because you think about it in that film that you're like, oh, I really want these
Yeah.
shoes. You're not.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Like you're buying into the movie, not the shoes
Yeah.
themselves.
So the only reason Nike are doing this is because of that. It's not like they've
you
actually.
just work this out.
Whoa! You're not giving a point here.
No. People like move memorabilia.
Yeah.
And they like
So-
really cool stuff.
But 2015 wouldn't have had that if it wasn't for Back to the Future. That's what I'm saying. So it's not like technology has moved that way, like with hoverboards.
No,
as
it's
it
a
probably would
forced.
have had.
It's a forced.
It's a
invention.
forced invention
But-
that Nike have decided to do
Yeah.
because of the film.
They wouldn't
Do you see
do
what
it-
I'm saying there?
They wouldn't do it otherwise because they do look fugly.
Yeah.
To be fair,
And they are largely pointless.
they are largely pointless.
Yeah,
but
they're
on
welcome.
most gadgets, largely
saving
pointless.
time.
That's the.
I
Yeah.
suppose so, yeah.
But
Who likes lacing shoes? Literally nobody.
My laces come undone all the time, so this is perfect.
yeah.
Can we get some comments if you do like lacing shoes?
I need
That's
to
what
learn
we
how
want.
to lace up properly. I don't.
You
think
do
I
actually
laced
need to
it properly
learn,
as a
don't
child.
you? Yeah, yeah.
I my laces just
I learned how
flap
to lace
around.
up shoes
Just
when I was
keep-
younger, and then I forgot. And then another 6 months
There's like a
later,
double
remembered
knot
again.
situation you can do that I just never figured out.
Exactly.
So I just let them flap.
Wow.
Yeah.
The
Let
lace.
them flap.
learned a lot
The
about you
chapter's
today,
way.
Okay, and the third film we want to talk about today is the new James Bond film, Spectre.
No spoilers.
No
No.
spoilers.
So yesterday I went to watch Back to the Future 2 in the cinema, which was all fun. But you went to see Spectre.
Yeah, me
Yes.
and Hugh both went to
Yeah.
go see Spectre, the first screening ever of the film.
So try and sum it up without giving out any spoilers.
We can't.
James
yeah,
Bond.
it's very difficult because it is. I think anyone who's been following it and seen the
Don't
trailers
say that.
knows
Don't-
that there's
it's
a lot
got
of
a
kind
trailer.
of lot of secrets that are going to be revealed.
the secrets in it.
What I will say is like I enjoyed. I like Bond. I'm
You like Bond,
a
good.
fan of the series, but it felt very introspective and a bit of a kind of pastiche of other Bond films. It
So
didn't
did
fit, and it goes
Skyfall.
back.
That's
Well, this
interesting.
thing it goes back to what I was saying about the Star Wars thing. I walked out thinking, okay, it's almost like someone who's watched every Bond film has just gone and made one that's made up of all of them.
So it's like a greatest hits package.
Yeah, and that's great if you're a fan of the series, just because people were like clapping at all the different tropes and they appeared on the screen. That's great, but like I didn't feel like there were any new great characters invented. I didn't feel like there was really.
I don't think Bond's about great characters though, really.
Oh, but there's so many iconic
Bond's
villains.
a great character though.
Bond himself is a great character, but
Yeah.
the actual
Is
villain
he?
is.
Yes.
I mean, is he? But he's quite.
Actually, no, that's a good
Same.
point. And actually, one of the problems with the film
he
was
is
it
quite
did
insane.
try and go into who Bond is, and I didn't like that because it
Neither
was
do I.
not that interesting.
Just punch someone, Bond.
Small spoiler: you do see his flat.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
So
I thought you'd have a house.
and I didn't
And
really
you
learn a
couldn't
lot.
predict-
From it.
I bet you can't predict what it's like.
No,
It's
we're
very
not-
clean.
I'm not going to say anything. We're not going to say.
I'm not gonna say yes or
It's
no.
Austin Powers, Shag Powers.
Gareth is closer.
Is it number 007 on the front door?
It's not.
You
And
just
then
have 7.
hotel room 327 comes up, and I'm like, why didn't you do that? Come on, 007. Come on, just do
Spoiler.
that.
That would be
You
terrible.
just have room 7. Just have room 7. You wouldn't 007, would you?
That's true.
He's
Yeah,
got,
good
he's
point.
got you there.
Yeah,
If you're
very
Bond,
good
you
point.
can have
Embarrass
007.
you.
0.07, that makes sense.
I think I enjoyed it a bit more than Q did. I'm a massive Bond fan
Did
myself.
you say
I know-
Q or Q?
I've heard that one before.
Really? Has anyone given you the Q joke?
Many times.
Did Bond
Terrible joke.
surf at any point? Did he get into an invisible car?
Stop
These are the
asking.
things
There
I
was
want
no
to know.
surf.
There was a Die Another Day reference. I'm trying to remember what it was. I'm sure. No, actually, I think it was World Is Not Enough. That was World Is Not Enough. I was thinking. But there's one. If you love You Only
I've
Live
missed
Twice,
that.
there's a bit that's basically just You Only
Yeah.
Live Twice. Like
Yeah,
they've like
that's
lifted
true.
it almost.
You know, we said no spoilers. You're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're getting
but I'm not
sensible
telling you. It's
and
not giving you
There's
the big stuff.
also, without talking about it, but there is a moment in it that people are
You are
saying
talking about it, so.
is stretching the 12A rating. So
Yeah,
the moment we
yeah,
were talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
earlier, where we actually heard a woman scream in the screening, that moment I do think does actually push the boundaries of the 12A rating
Was that in the auditorium or in the film?
in the
Actually
auditorium.
gets confused sometimes.
So you're not allowed to talk about the gadgets and stuff, but there must have been a few in
There's
there.
a lot of tech in
There's-
this one.
yeah,
we're in 2015. We've got a Bond.
Although
film.
not
There's-
that much. And what I'd say is what is there, again, both the two big things I can think of are throwbacks to old, they're basically old Bond
Yes, definitely.
Stop giving
set
it
pieces.
away.
They're all Bond props
I don't
that they
think
brought
so.
back.
There's no new gadget like that.
Judy Dench.
Okay, there is a good bit regarding Judy Dench, but I'm not going to say it, but...
You
There's-
are just.
It's
There's
really
far
difficult.
too many
It's
spoilers
very
in this
difficult.
thing.
No,
You just
but
have to
we
get
haven't given
bleeped
away
out.
any plot points,
No.
anything about the villain, anything like that.
Every
And
time
the
you
first-
say
There's a villain. Great, thanks.
Of course there's a villain.
there's a plot.
The film is very post Snowden as well.
Yes.
Very
It's very...
Post-Snowden.
And
Definitely.
pro-Snowden kind
It's
of
very pro-Snowden as well, yeah,
surveillance
definitely.
era is bad, sort
Yeah.
of that kind of vibe. And,
Right,
that's-
makes
And there's a
sense.
lot of tech in that kind of perspective.
Yeah.
Like Christopher Waltz.
Spectre, I think you mean.
There we go.
Yeah.
Christoph Waltz's character is walking around with a tablet at one point, and it's just like,
Yeah.
Does he have
I
to
got
go
there too.
Inspector Gadget? My dear, or the like.
no, he doesn't.
That pun
no,
is not in it.
No,
Why
that
not?
pun is not in
Quit
the
stealing
film.
my pun.
It's the internet's pun.
And of course, you get the normal Sony product placement in the film. There's a
you do.
lot of.
It wasn't too in your face though, not like in Chappie
No,
where
it's not
they'll
too
play
bad.
PlayStations or in Hotel Transylvania 2 where they're holding Xperia phones at the screen in a kid's animated film.
Really?
So Bond
Yeah.
uses a Sony phone. You've got all the TVs and everything is Sony, but I didn't find it as. I think the one in Skyfall when he sat at the bar on the T2, I think that's much worse.
Did he have
Experience
another?
F5 is actually a relatively good choice for Bond.
Yeah, definitely. And I think him just sat there at the bar with that kind of mid-range phone was
Yeah.
just a little bit. It was really jarring. That scene was just there just for that.
Did he
product
drink another cold Heineken?
placement. He did drink beer, but I don't remember seeing.
No,
that.
it wasn't there. No, there was a
brand
there was a cheeky another
Sorry.
reference where he went to a bar and asked for a
Yeah,
drink.
very true.
Won't
Yeah,
spoil-
actually, that's a good
won't
point.
spoil anything, but
Yeah, that's actually quite a good moment.
doesn't get what he asked for.
Would you recommend it to the listeners?
Oh, yes, especially if you,
We've got
it's good. Especially if you're a Bond fan, you will
To my
absolutely
dad.
love it. If not, you'll enjoy it, but you'll come out, I think, with the same feeling.
Tell you what, there's going to be a lot of Bond people that just hate Bond going, you know what, I really need to see this film. Of course, the people going to watch it are going to be Bond.
No, but that's the thing. People who have been a fan of the kind of Bourne,
Oh, you mean
Bourne Identity style,
enthusiasts?
gritty reboot.
Not
this
fair
is,
weather
This is
Bond
a step
fans.
away back. This is more of a step in the other direction, almost towards like Roger Moore Bond, away from
Really
Jason
sexist.
Bourne.
I don't. I've seen a few people saying that.
Not to the point of parody. He's not jumping over crocodiles again, right? But it's
Misogynist.
more in that direction than Jason Bourne direction.
Does he undo a woman's dress with a magnetic watch? Key question.
He does a dress, but I don't think he
Yeah,
doesn't do it with
just
a watch.
uses his hands like a normal person.
Yeah.
It's a waste of
Is
gas.
it on a woman or a man?
I agree with you on like the Bourne element of the physical fighting and everything, but when you go back and rewatch Casino Royale now, some of the gadgets and stuff in there, he's got a defibrillator in his car and he defibrillates himself.
Yeah.
You need that,
That
sometimes.
is-
That was lucky.
That's
He
pretty
died.
skilled, to be fair.
He would
Jason-
have died. And the thing fell out, you had to put it back in.
He only died because it would have died because the plot.
I like that in Bond films, that every gadget that he's given they actually use. It's
retroactive.
almost like a plot point.
Yeah.
It's
Well, the world is
crazy,
not
isn't
enough
it?
when he gets like a watch with a big bag in it.
It's
And
like,
he's
I'll
in a
never-
skiing
I'll
accident.
never
It's
use-
like, why would he ever need that? They don't even know he's
Yeah.
going skiing.
Good point.
Yeah. So I would recommend it myself, and you think you would as
Yeah,
well?
I'd give it a solid 3
A
out
solid
of 5.
3. Okay.
No, that's
Yeah.
not much.
No.
It's solid.
It's
It's
still a
good.
recommendation.
It's good. It's just not.
Skyfall was 5.
I'd say Skyfall's a 4.
You go back and watch Skyfall now. There are a few plot points and stuff that just don't add up as much.
I don't really care.
Okay, fair enough.
Gareth, he doesn't like.
Let's get back to the tech then. Should we talk about our favourite Bond gadgets?
Yeah. So give me a favourite Bond gadget.
Invisible car. I'm joking.
No, come
That
on,
was
don't do that.
Absolutely.
That was
horrible.
alright. I mean, if it works, that's
no,
cool.
That invisible car, that was when I was writing for OLED News, and
Beautiful.
and that was using
Was that a good story for you? Was it? Was that using OLEDs?
a little bit, but it was also the fact that they used the OLED tech I'd just literally done an interview about, and it was such nonsense about like the way they do it. First of all, an OLED back then was so fragile, like the stuff we use now, was so fragile that if you just poked it too hard, it would just break. This one got shot and it rebooted. I'm like, it's so impossible. And they could make them sort of like the size of 3 postage stamps. That was the biggest they could do. I made a car. Like, it's physically impossible to do this.
But so
everyone-
a lot of Bond.
And plot-wise,
Everyone in the cinema was thinking the same thing.
Of course they
They were
were.
like, Barry Technologies, not ready for that.
They're all about the OLED.
He
mate.
always.
plot-wise, he didn't really even use it.
No.
He just drove into a building with it and then drove up a wall and hid with it. They could have an actual invisible car chase. That would have been.
Didn't they do it when he was on the eye?
Really bad.
How would you just see
it would
Pierce
be
Brosnan
much
just
better.
driving along like
Maybe
it's
they
Wonder
did have the
Woman's
chase,
plane?
but we didn't see it.
They had the chase on the
Think
eyes.
that
Did he
way.
not use
It's an
the
invisible
invisibility
car.
on that?
No.
Because it corrupted, didn't it?
Oh,
Because it had been
yeah,
shot.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
I like Goldfinger's laser. That's
Okay, right.
Sorry, go back to
I think what my favourite one is just because it's so dangerous. It's the clicking pen from GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't remember. Which is like 2 clicks to explode and like 3 to not.
And then when you realise-
I don't remember how many other things. Like, I just sit at my desk all the time clicking my pen. I'd just be sat there like, crap. I don't. Just keep clicking. Just keep clicking.
Wasn't there a watch that you could garrot people with? That was an interesting one.
Oh,
You
yeah.
had the
Yeah.
wire come out.
Yeah, but that was a.
And
that
he
was
also
actually
used
a
it as a-
CIA. I think that
There
was
was a lot of them
the
were
CIA,
throwbacks
like,
to the CIA
yeah.
stuff. So.
Watch so.
The shoe
Yeah.
from Russia with Love. That's a great
Very
gadget.
good.
Got a little blade in the shoe. That's
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah.
Loves a blade.
My favourite was the was it Nokia or was it Ericsson? I think it was Ericsson actually phone. Where in which one was it? Pierce Brosnan. I think it was the.
Tomorrow Never Dies, the one that can drive a car.
Yeah, but like he's
So good.
Like, "Woo, I'm driving my car. I'm gonna throw it over a bridge or off a building into another building really accurately. And it's just that you know when you're on like a trackpad on a mouse and you get to the edge and you got to like go back again. He's like, oh no, just drives into walls. And he's just,
Yeah, he was suspiciously good at using that trackpad.
yeah, exactly. And he got it straight away because he's Bond. That was the whole point. But it was just like the way he could just see through the screen so easily. Back then the screens had been so blocky. You'd be like, what's that? Is that a car? I've just smashed into it again. Just really embarrassed myself over and over.
I quite like the gun in Skyfall as well. The whole the fingerprint.
Fingerprint sensing.
I think that's quite cool. But again,
really
they didn't really use that much in the
No.
plot. That could have been used.
It saved his life once. That's all the gets there for.
Yeah, Chekhov's gun. Kind of. You
Yeah.
just use it once, I guess. So.
Rocket pack. That's always a good one.
That is
Is it Thunderball, isn't it?
No, that's. Was that the Union of Twice?
It
No,
might have
no.
been-
I can't remember now.
Oh.
Yeah, well, Sean
Bond
Connery,
just failed us.
that one.
We got Bond wrong. We're going to be complaints. Yep, he's got a gadget.
And then there's the underwater
Claw.
car as well.
Metal claw.
The underwater car from Spy
Love
Love Me,
yeah,
which
that's-
is
Wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Which one was it?
The
Loads of
underwater
leads.
scenes.
I would
of
say
James
Elise, but I
Bond.
don't know if it was.
I
It
think
was.
it was
It's
Yeah, it was
definitely.
at least.
The underwater scenes of James Bond. I remember as a kid being amazing. Watch them back. They're
Yeah.
the slowest,
Yeah,
most
really,
boring
yeah.
things.
One of Thunderballs.
Yeah.
Thunderball was like 25 minutes of just him swimming, and obviously
It's
audiences
obviously
at that
fascinating
time.
because we've never seen underwater photography at the time, but
James Bond
it's
doesn't
just boring. It's like even when they shoot stuff, it's in slow motion. Like, just get on.
They were
with it.
running short. They're like
You don't get
anything
this
without
film.
dialogue is considered for slow motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay, well I think we've covered pretty much all of our favourite Bond legends there.
Yeah.
Anyone? No one.
No,
got anything
good.
else to ask?
Yeah, wrap it.
What's been your highlight of the week, Pexy?
My highlight of the week.
Yeah.
seeing
Segway.
Spectre.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh well.
Well,
Well, that
YouTube.
question, didn't you?
YouTube has also launched its new streaming service.
Well done. Back on track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poked you.
So it's $99 a month. Do we have
99?
No,
Whoa!
$9.
$9.99? That's the one.
YouTube Red. Yes.
For YouTube.
It'll be
Basically,
£10 a month though in England.
You sure that's right?
Yeah,
YouTube Red, right?
YouTube,
Yes.
yeah,
That's
which
not what I
sounds a bit like a porn site, but it's not.
Which one?
Yeah, I don't know, mate. I just heard a rumour. But basically, it's £9.99 a month. You get no ads, and you get
Downloadable content.
Downloadable content
Only user-generated
offline.
stuff. Anything that's already paid for. Anything.
Which
And you can
It's
listen
not
to music when you're looking at other apps and stuff. That's the kit.
Yeah,
the
background
thing.
stuff.
Well, and you also get
Background.
access to Google Play Music, which is already $9.99 a month.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
it
like Amazon.
amalgamates them both together, doesn't it?
It's like Amazon Instant Video, where you get Prime for free, or vice versa. It's bundled services that Trojan horse.
I honestly think it's the best thing Google have done in a long time.
Who cares about downloading videos?
It's not about the downloaded videos, it's about the background music. Think about all the music videos on YouTube. You use YouTube a lot.
Yeah,
for
but I
watching
mean, but
music.
I use Spotify for music.
Yeah, but some people don't have
You use Spotify for £9.99 a month anyway.
Correct.
So if you switched over to Google Play Music,
You've got all your videos that you can watch.
But no, but
all your
Spotify, I think
faves.
Spotify is perfectly is better because not because of the music it's got, because of the actual service it offers.
Yeah, I agree with Gareth.
I mean, Discover Weekly we went through last week. I'm not going to go over it again. It's really good, but I think
Don't you think that's going to happen? You're going to get your favourite YouTubers. I'll not talk about me because I don't know that many YouTubers.
Zoella.
but you'll get playlists from them.
Other
things
one
like
does
that.
the
And
cooking, slow mo guys.
Yeah.
Let's watch a lot of YouTube.
But younger
TechRadar,
people listening to
excellent.
this. Yeah, that's a good one. They bloody love a bit of YouTube. I think it's going to go massive.
So
I
they
don't know.
don't have
with the kids.
They don't have £10 a month to go. They don't
YouTube Music didn't go mad. I don't know. YouTube,
Actually, you might. People do. You do forget. I think at our age, that the way the television is being consumed is different now. Completely. YouTube is becoming a huge thing for the millennials and whatever plus millennials are. And I think being able to download the stuff is as important as being able to download Netflix and Amazon Video, which we get really annoyed about. So
I went
play,
to a Star Wars thing for a launch of some Turtle Beach headsets, and so did you. And there were YouTube stars there that we didn't know, but the kids that was walking around, he was getting photo taken and stuff like that. They are proper celebrities.
Yeah.
So if they can really go into that.
who was it that were at a Samsung event where someone thought that was it you and me or me and John? Yeah, I think me and John McCann. They thought that we were YouTube.
It was the three of us.
Yeah, they thought we were the YouTube celebrity. 3 different Samsung people. Are you the YouTube guys? I'm like, why do you look like we're on YouTube? I'm like, hey, I'm too old. Yeah.
I think it's because we were keen and sat by the front, sat right down the front trying to.
Yeah, but we weren't by the YouTube stand that they set up for the YouTubes in the
You
corner
should
where
say-
people were YouTubing.
You should have said yes.
Yeah,
See
it's
where
not
it's
wrong
at.
with it.
Yeah.
No, because we had to do an actual blog from the whole thing.
Come into this private YouTube room
Yeah.
full of like Zoella and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be. Makeup tips.
Why not?
What to buy from your local chemist? I don't know what they do.
YouTube without ads, because YouTube at the moment.
Yeah,
all the ads.
The ads are
Every time I get an
horrific.
video now, it's just crept and crept in, and now I swear every video I load up, I get an advert. And the annoying ones are the ones you can't skip.
And then not just that, you get the things that pop up every 30 seconds.
Yeah,
or whatever. They go,
yeah.
look at this, click on that. It is terrible.
The
It's
worst ones are when you go to a 26-second video and you've got a 30-second ad in front of it and you can't skip it.
Yes.
It's like I'm actually watching a longer advert. than the
Yeah,
content.
it's
Well,
ridiculous.
Hopefully
I think
not
the worst
on
thing you
TechRadar's
actually do
channel.
is when you try to when you get there and you get a video, you can skip it, and just as you click skip, you realise the video's got quite good. It's like some adverts are actually genuinely quite entertaining. You're like, oh, I'll watch it now, and then you YouTube the advert.
Well, that's the 5
That's
second
never
thing.
happened to me.
I
Never?
can't say it's.
No.
Old Spice adverts twice it's happened to me.
That's the
You
5
love
second
Old
moment though. They make the trailers now, the trailers or the adverts to that moment that you get to the 5 second moment and you go, oh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'm too into
And then
it.
you go,
I'm too into
no,
my clicking.
go, pull away from the skip.
You hate Star Wars and you like adverts. What is wrong with you?
You're
Do you like
painting a
adverts
pretty
about Star
picture of
Wars?
yourself right now.
Old Spice adverts are better than Star Wars.
Wow.
Let's not even humour.
We've
it.
got a
Let's just
headline.
Keep going.
But yeah, short of it, I think it's going to be very good for YouTube and for Google, and I think Spotify and others should be worried.
Will you be signing up?
No. I like Spotify too much, but I don't think it's pitched at me. I really don't. I think it's pitched at a younger generation that don't really know about Spotify.
So do you not think
And
£10 or 10 whatever's a month is?
I think it's a
too
cracking
much?
deal. So you get.
£pounds.
I believe it's £10 a month.
It's $10 if it's
$10.
I use
Probably
Google
$2.
Play Music for all my offline music, so basically downloaded all my CDs onto it ages ago. So I still use that free portion of it. That's not illegal. They ask you to upload it.
Yeah, ripping CDs is illegal, as we know in the UK.
If I go to jail for this, I'm sorry.
Who are you
Who yeah, yourself.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to-
Who listens to podcasts?
Yeah.
That's what you can do.
In 30 years' time, when we talk about Back to the Future. I'm sorry, Future Mark. So yeah, uploaded by non-illegal means, I hope, because Google asked me to do it. Just kept saying, put a CD in, go on. It'd be fun.
Search your brain, go on.
Yeah. So I did that about 5,000 times.
Big Joseph comes down, it's like, go on, just knock over the local.
But I use that.
Go on, Mark, everyone will like you.
What, he said that to you as well. A bit weird.
No.
But I uploaded all my stuff, but I've never used the kind of the Spotify-like version of it as well, because I've got Spotify. But I think all that together is a really good deal.
Cool.
True.
Well,
Positive.
What about you? Do you think you're gonna switch over?
No, because like I said, I've already got Spotify. But I think if it was half the price, I think Google would have done a lot better. I think you would have destroyed it. I think going for that whole exactly the same $9.99 a month point that everyone else has, it negates the point, really.
It's like you get Google Play Music in it as well, don't you? That is quite tempting.
But the thing is, Google's got the capacity to undercut this.
Yeah.
And just force people in on price alone.
but there must be a reason why they all go in the same price point. There must be. It must be a label thing or something.
No, I think
it must be forced.
No, because it's only paying. It's how much they pay them. They could choose to pay more per stream and offset that cost quite easily. It's just the fact that I think that's what the market is comfortable with, and they just want to get the biggest margins possible. It's simple economics, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I think we've rinsed that topic.
I've been schooled in economics.
You talked about inflation last week, and now you're talking about economics.
And you like adverts, and you hate Star Wars.
And
You're
I'd
going to be the most hated
quite the
man on the
character.
internet soon.
I'd also like to put a correction in. Say sorry to the internet. Turns out it was Mets and not Smirnoff
What are
Ice
you
Black.
saying sorry to the internet and not me? Because I'm the one that actually said it was Mets.
Yeah, well, because you are the internet.
I'm the internet.
You look a bit like a dial-up screen right now.
I've gone for the 56k look. Why not?
Yeah, it turns out it was Mets and not Smirnoff Ice Black. And genuinely, if you'd said bet £1,000 on this, it being that, I would have happily done it. I remember it.
Your teenage years now, slightly.
I watched it twice though. I watched that more than the Star Wars trailer. Another advert.
You watched the Judder Man more than Star Wars.
Yeah, another advert. He is scary as anything.
Yeah.
So's Ryler Ken. Watch that.
So is Lady Gaga in Bad Romance, who is clearly modelled on the Judder Man. Same advert.
Anyway.
Oh, right.
Look at them side by side. Never in the same foot.
That's enough of that. Yeah, that's true. Okay. You've really taken me back there. You've kind of like ruined Lady Gaga for me.
As if that's possible.
Okay, so join us again next week for another episode of this. This beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and also check out the site, techradar.com. And we'll see you again next week.
See ya.
Bye.